Nobody saw this coming. In the middle of what should have been the most romantic wedding of the year, a ghost from Kim Go Eun's past came crashing in, her ex-boyfriend. And let's just say, it got ugly real fast. Before we dive into the chaos, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss the juiciest updates from your favorite K-drama stars. The setting was picture perfect. A private estate surrounded by blooming white roses, elegant fairy lights twinkling under the Korean spring sky, and a guest list filled with A-list celebrities. Lee Min-ho looked dashing in his crisp tuxedo, his eyes never leaving Kim Go Eun as she walked down the aisle in a breathtaking lace gown. Every camera lens and every heartbeat was focused on the couple that fans had been shipping for years, ever since their unforgettable chemistry in The King, Eternal Monarch. The vows had just begun. Lee Min-ho's voice cracked with emotion as he spoke of his love for Kim Go Eun, calling her not just his queen on screen, but the queen of his life. People in the crowd were already reaching for tissues. It was the kind of moment that would have lived on in hearts and headlines alike, if only it had ended the way it should have. But then it happened. A sharp whisper spread through the crowd. Heads turned. Eyes widened. A tall figure in a dark suit, clearly not on the guest list, pushed past the security station near the edge of the ceremony. He wasn't just any wedding crasher. It was none other than Kim Go Eun's ex-boyfriend, the man who had broken her heart years before she ever met Lee Min-ho. Some guests recognized him instantly. Others gasped. And Kim Go Eun? Her smile faded for a split second, her eyes locking with his across the aisle. The air thickened. Time slowed down. No one knew whether to stop the ceremony, call for help, or keep watching like they were witnessing a real-life drama unfold. The man walked right up to the flower-adorned altar. His voice, cold, trembling, and angry, broke the silence. Go Eun, is this really how it ends between us? You're marrying him, after everything we went through. The audience froze. Cameras were lowered. Lee Min-ho stepped forward, shielding Kim Go Eun with a calm yet firm posture. The security detail rushed toward the ex, but Kim Go Eun raised her hand. Let him speak, she said, her voice soft but steady. And just like that, the fairy tale paused for a confrontation no one expected. The ex, whose name wasn't even supposed to be mentioned in her life anymore, launched into a speech that stunned everyone. He talked about the time they shared, the dreams they had, and the promises he claimed she broke. He accused her of leaving without closure, of replacing him with fame and another leading man. His voice shook, not from fear, but from years of unresolved pain and jealousy. Lee Min-ho kept his cool. He didn't interrupt, but the quiet anger in his eyes was unmistakable. You could see it, the way his jaw clenched, how his hand never left Kim Go Eun's arm, as if to say, I'm not letting this ruin what we have. Kim Go Eun, never one to stay silent, finally spoke. Her words were calm, but her face betrayed the weight of the moment. She reminded her ex that their relationship had ended for a reason, that love without respect or support was not love at all. She thanked him for being part of her past, but made it clear that her future stood beside her now, in the form of the man who waited patiently, respectfully, and lovingly for her to be ready. It was powerful. It was painful. And it was public. Just when people thought it couldn't get more dramatic, the ex raised his voice and made one final plea. You think he knows you better than I do? He shouted. You think this is real love? The moment was electric. Lee Min-ho finally responded with just one sentence. Real love doesn't show up to destroy someone's happiness. It shows up to protect it. That line alone could have been the climax of a movie. But this was no script. This was real. The crowd broke into quiet applause. Not for the drama, but for the dignity with which Kim Go Eun and Lee Min-ho handled the unthinkable. Security gently escorted the ex away, and the ceremony resumed. But the energy had shifted. The fairy tale wasn't ruined, it was reinforced. Because now, everyone had seen firsthand the kind of love that stands tall even when the past tries to knock it down. As Kim Go Eun and Lee Min-ho exchanged rings, there were tears. Not just because of the vows, but because of the strength it took for both of them to keep going, to choose love over spectacle, truth over drama. After the ceremony, whispers turned into headlines. Social media exploded. Hashtag Kim Go Eun wedding crash trended for hours. Some people criticized the ex for being attention-seeking. Others sympathized with his heartbreak. But the overwhelming support went to the couple, who proved that their bond wasn't just for the cameras. Later that evening, at the private reception, Kim Go Eun reportedly told close friends that she wasn't angry. That moment, as painful as it was, had allowed her to finally let go of a chapter she never fully closed. And now, with Lee Min-ho, she was finally starting a new one. As for Lee Min-ho, sources say he never left her side that night. That even after the cameras were off and the lights dimmed, he stayed close, whispering little jokes, holding her hand, reminding her why they had fought for this love in the first place. The rest of the night unfolded like a dream. There was music, dancing, laughter. Yes, even after all that. Because love, real love, can survive the unexpected. It can weather storms, face shadows from the past, and still shine brighter than ever. And maybe that's why this wedding wasn't ruined by the interruption. In a strange way, it made the bond between Kim Go Eun and Lee Min-ho stronger. It made the world see that they weren't just a fantasy couple created for drama fans. They were real people with real pasts. And still, they chose each other. In the days that followed, Kim Go Eun didn't issue a statement. She didn't need to. Her wedding, her dignity, and her strength had already spoken volumes. Lee Min-ho also remained silent on social media, preferring to live the moment privately. But fans, they couldn't stop talking. Clips of the incident leaked. TikToks were made. Fan edits exploded across YouTube and Instagram. Some even said it was like watching the finale of a K-drama that left you crying, but hopeful. Today, their story continues. Not just as two beloved actors, but as a couple who proved that love doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be strong enough to survive reality. And in case you were wondering, yes, their honeymoon went on as planned. Reports say they flew to a private island, far from cameras, headlines, and unexpected guests. Just two people in love, finally getting the peace they earned. So what do you think? Should the ex have shown up? Was he out of line, or just a broken heart trying to be heard? Let us know in the comments. And remember, if you want more exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes stories, and emotional celebrity moments like this one, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what happens next in this real-life K-drama. Because if we've learned anything, it's this. Fairy tales don't always come easy. But when the love is real, nothing, not even a dramatic ex, can take it away. The media fallout after the incident was immediate, and it was massive. Every major entertainment outlet in South Korea, and even global K-drama fan sites, ran headlines ranging from ex-boyfriend crashes Lee Min-ho's wedding to Kim Go Eun handles wedding chaos with grace. Even television news segments replayed snippets of the wedding confrontation, with expert commentators analyzing the couple's body language and composure. Fans were divided. Some condemned the ex for using such a sacred moment to stir up personal drama. Others speculated